Dis verkiesingsjaar en as jy nou kommentare kyk op nuusblaaie dan raak jy moedeloos want mense hou nie van mekaar nie. People don't like each other. People are mad at each other. People hate each other. So I love a good story. So with us in studio, Luvuyo Menziwa.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. What an amazing story. We're going to give a little bit of background. You were a student and you were, EFF student, and it doesn't matter what everyone's in a political party. You got mad at the stage and you said, just give me a bazooka, give me an AK-47, I'm going to kill white people now. And people were mad at you, it's chaos. I mean, we saw it now with the school. It's guys that's really not liking, and it's on both sides. It's a black and a white thing. It's the same hate. There's people that just don't like each other. But before we get to what changed your mind concerning other races, just about a little bit of your background. Where did you grow up?
Just from a small town in Klerksdorp, Matlosana actually.
Okay.
In Joburg. It's a small, tiny location, and that's where I did my primary and high school. It was also there. And then, 2013, I decided to come to Pretoria for varsity.
And if you think back to your childhood, how old are you now?
I'm turning 29 this year.
29 this year.
Yeah.
Was it difficult growing up? Coming out of a poor house, was it better than other guys, or was it tough?
I mean, my parents died when I was very young. My mom died 97, my dad 98. But either way, with my dad, we were never very close. Even with my siblings, they all passed away. So within my immediate family, I'm the only survivor. And then my uncle took me in. He raised me until I was 17. And then by the age of 18, things got very hectic. So I used to live off social grants. And at times, in the townships, when you get social grants and then you start to ask for shoes maybe or a pair of pants, whatever the case might be, they would consider you as being a troublemaker now that there's money coming, so suddenly you are having demands. So the conditions were not really pleasant. Just to give you one more story about me, I remember in grade 11 when I was studying for my physical science exam, my uncle came and switched off the lights because he said I was wasting electricity. So you can imagine how hectic it must be for one to be raised in such a condition, to a point where I almost dropped out of high school. I even joined a little bit of gang. But as soon as my academic performance started dropping, I realized, this is not me.
This is not you.
I've always known myself to be an average, at times a bit stronger academically. So failing has never been, yes.
We're going to get to you as a student and what caused that anger. But as a child, that's why I say, all of a sudden, your whole foundation is gone.
Yeah.
And then you live in a township, and then you look at Klerksdorp and you look at if the so-called white areas.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts. It starts going like, these people don't suffer.
You always ask yourself, what's the difference? Why are they living a better life than you? You are there in the shacks. So it starts from
very young.
Yeah, very young age.
We've got a lot of questions left, and still we're going to get to what changed your heart, and I think it's going to inspire this whole country. Jy is ingeskakel hier op die Groot Ontbyt Groot FM 90.5 en kyk net as jy net ingeskakel het. Onthou as jy die onderhoud nou gaan mis of jy het die eerste deel gemis, jy kan op ons YouTube kanaal gaan kyk. Maar ons gesels met Luvuyo Menziwa en dit is nou hy was die EFF-studenteleier en hy het toe nou groot moeilikheid gemaak om te sê hy gaan nou 'n bazooka en 'n AK-47 vat. He's going to kill white people and then you got 30 days community service. But before that, what caused the most anger for you to make that Facebook post? Was it a lot of stuff? Was it an environment when you realized, yes, these people just don't like me?
I think, at times when you're in UP, there's some level of racism that you get to experience. And I remember we spent a lot of time trying to always raise the issue of why is it that African students are treated better than us. And even when you look at the scope, the exam scope, theirs were much more clearer than the English ones. And every time you raise it, no one pays attention to it. So at times you get to realize, what? Clearly here it's either you white Africans or you're just there to fill up the numbers. for the government to see that, yeah, in this institution we have black people as well.
But was there direct racism as well? But you realize these guys, because I know there's been tension. If you take about 2 years ago, there was clashes with AfriForum and EFF, and it was physically fighting.
With Africans Must Fall, you know, where it was very violent on campus. So there, 2016 was quite hectic.
Yeah, it was hectic.
And now what's worse was on the day of the post. Remember, it was that girls' high hair policy protest.
The girl with the afro, and then they said they must change their hair.
So now you think about everything and you're like, but why is it that black people always have to be subjected to this kind of oppression? I mean, those kids from the age of 13 already have to be crying, try to defend yourself from a huge man, you know, who's trying to now block your way because of your afro and stuff. So such kind of things actually get to you at times. So I guess by that time, I didn't really think clearly about what I was saying. It was just an outburst.
Emotion,
yeah.
But I must just tell you that I've seen a lot of stuff like that from everybody. Also, like Twitter, people get mad. They don't understand social media. There's a lot of people getting away with stuff. When did you realize, now I'm in trouble? You know, like when there was complaints.
I think, you know, after the first call I received, I don't remember the guy that called me, but from some of the newspapers. I was like, oh, shucks. I'm in the SRC and I said this, so that puts me in a very tricky position, unlike someone else, you know, because I know there's been a lot of students who have been saying such, but because of the, you know, not occupying any positions of power. Yes. But now with me being a public figure, and somehow an ambassador for an institution such as UP to make such statements, that was very reckless.
You realize now it's a problem. Who decided you must do community service in a poor white area? Did they come with a proposal for you?
Actually, Enrico, because of we've served in the SRC together in 2015, and then when we spoke about it before we entered the court, it said to me that, you know what, I don't really hate you as much as we've had our own differences in the SRC, but it's not like I want you to be arrested for it or anything. I just need you to see that, you know what, there is poor white people as well. Therefore, if you are fine with it, we'll just recommend it to the court, and then if the judge agrees, then we are fine.
So we're going to talk to you again a little bit later, because I want to find out the experience you had to realize, to meet really poor white people, but also getting the backlash from black people calling you a sellout. So it's as if you want to be good in this country, you can't win. Baie welkom terug hier by die Groot Ontbyt. As jy nou net ingeskakel het, ons gesels met Luvuyo Menziwa. En net vir konteks, hy was op 'n stadium baie kwaad geweest en het 'n Facebook post gemaak. En as jy nou kyk met wat met Hoërskool gebeur het, sal iemand soos die meneer Maasdorp sê, hy verlustig homself daarin, maar ek onthou ook al wat ek gesien het op sosiale media, iemand sal sê, one bullet, one settler, dan sal die ou reply met, maar daar is niks nie, sê nou maar een handgranaat, een taxi. So, dit is van almal af, en elke, op hierdie stadium, bruin, Indiër, wit, swart, we're sitting with people that really hate each other. Your story is amazing. We need to talk to each other. We need to experience the other side. So you were sentenced to 30 days community work. And you decided to go you went to poor white people. What happened there? What changed your mind?
I think mostly what really got to me was the conditions and even the area that they live in. You know, it's far away from everything, from the cities. There are no nearby schools or even clinics or even a post office. And you get to wonder, how do these people survive? Because as much as it is not a better condition for black people, but at least with us mostly, we are always around areas where, you know, it's easier for you to get access to either your shops or whatever the case might be.
Yes.
But yeah, you're not afraid to be around people. But with them and wherever they're situated, that's worrying. And even to find that the place on its own, if I were to give you directions now, you'd get lost.
I won't find it because I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
It just shows from outside.
Even
I don't
the
know where this
GPS
white
struggles to locate it properly. So that's how hectic it is. And what's worse is you have kids there who are very young. They are not going to school. Some of them aren't even getting social grants. So yeah, it's quite hectic.
You also met people that can't write, they can't read, and they're adults. Never had the opportunities.
This 23-year-old guy, and then he said he had to drop out of school because he could not handle his emotions properly, so he was a bit violent. But now he would love to go to school. He doesn't know how to read, how to write. So he even recommended, you know what, maybe if you get, some grade 1 textbooks to read or storybooks, just to at least get your mind used to reading again, that would be better before he goes back to school, because he wants to go back to school.
And it was so interesting. You said you thought poor white people are people that's driving Tazes. But that was the perception.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
I remember 2015 when I was in the SRC, we were talking about, transformation and how we should address student issues, and now we're talking about poor people. So this one guy from the DA, he says, yeah, UP is so expensive, I can't even afford coffee at coffee bars anymore. I'm like, dude, that's a restaurant. You have coffee at your place. You're complaining about coffee from a restaurant that costs about 41 rands. When I'm talking about someone who doesn't have a place to stay, doesn't know where will his next meal come from, or...
the basics.
Yeah, even toiletries. Some of them you would hear, you would even smell them when they come from the library because they would sleep there for the whole 3 months or even the whole year. So in the morning you can hear the smell. This person hasn't been really having very nice showers or taking a bath in quite some time. So yeah, hence now for me I thought, a poor white person can't afford a coffee. That's not poverty.
So now the backlash you got from black people, they're saying like, you're a sellout. But you're going to get, it's not going to take away black racists, it's not going to take away the white racists. Going forward, your attitude, what do you tell people the moment you're confronted with racism or with a different opinion? What do you do? What's your story now?
I think right now how I've been handling it is I don't really pay attention to those things. I'm used to hearing negative things, especially after the post and so forth. So now you come to me and call me a sellout. I'm like, but you just don't understand where I'm at right now, how I'm thinking, or my personal goals. So maybe if we are able to sit down and we have a discussion or even an engagement around such issues, then you have to understand that, you know what, as much as at the time when I was still a leader in UP, I was that strong and brave enough to say such things on Facebook. But a persona that's not really how I view white people or think that, they should just be killed. Because I'm more of, let's have an engagement. Let's break these barriers that are keeping us separated from even understanding each other. We are all human beings, so why must we continue hating each other?
Sure. There's one person that says now, it's just an example. They say, but the government's blaming the white people for what they do wrong. But that's, again, immediately missing the point.
Yeah.
You cannot be, because you're mad at government, it's not an excuse to hate black people. Or you are mad at apartheid, there's an excuse if a white child is born this morning.
Yeah, you can't hate that baby because
this
of
is a personal interaction of wherever you are to listen to someone's story.
Yeah.
That's the only message I hear, is listen to my story, I listen to your story on a personal level.
And I think also linking to this, we had a viewer or listener, Pikkie, who also SMS'd us and said, Môre, 'n opinie is 'n persoon se sienswyse en nie gegrond op feite, dis veranderbaar. So opinions can be changed because it's only the way you look at things. But if we allow one another to actually cross over to one another's worlds, then surely we'll be able to change those opinions for the best.
And to close it up, maak hom so vas. Just tell us, what are you busy studying for your honours? You're going to become a?
I am already a qualified teacher. I just haven't found a job yet. But yeah, now I'm trying to register for my honours.
So that's what Andrew said. You're in a position for the rest of your life to change opinions.
Yeah.
So thanks for your for your life that you're here and what you're teaching us. I think we must all do more.
Yeah,
thanks,
no, definitely. We all have a duty to do right now.
Definitely. So hopelik het daai vir jou geïnspireer as jy dit gemis het. Ons gaan dit op YouTube ook sit.